Hey guys, it's William and I'm back here again with another tutorial video. This one I'm going to go over the blog. It hasn't been available to me. In fact, if I click here, it still has notice saying that it is not available and they're still working on it. But if you scroll down and go here, this link is actually working and it'll take you to your blog. It'll take you to your profile, but then if you go under My Sites, then you'll have your blog. That'll be your name, not unless your name happens to be William. It probably won't say the same thing, but it'll be whatever your name is, blog. And then you can just go to dashboard. And here is your main blog admin area, and I'll open this in another page so you can see this is what your blog looks like right out of the box. Not much is on there. It's basically a blank canvas for you to get started with. So we'll go back. It has some options here for customize your site, and there's not a whole lot here. You want to update your site title, your tagline, background color or a background image, and then select what your front page is going to be, whether you want it to be your most recent post or if you have a specific post you want people to come to every time they visit your blog. Then you can select that and then select which page you want them to be. But I'll just leave it like this, save and publish, which shouldn't really make any changes. And then through here, there's some other options that you can make. Besides that, if you go here to I'm not going to pretend I know how to say that. To the theme options, and that happens to be the name of the theme, Thematica, I guess. Here you have some general options. Like your favicon, logo, whether you want to show it's hard to say, show search, the search bar. Do you want retina support, which means will it look good on Apple devices with the retina display? And then you can add your own Google Analytics code, custom CSS. You have some options of how you want it to lay out. Classic view, which is a header, the blog area, content area here, and then a sidebar. Or you could do masonry view or fluid masonry view. And these are more geared towards if you're going to use a lot of images and stuff like that, those work well. Footer options. Do you want to show the footer? Do you want to show social media accounts? And then here you can add your social media accounts so people will be able to connect with you. I'll do all this stuff later, but add your Facebook profile, URL, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Dribbble, Behance, Google+, YouTube. Any of these links that you want. Then at the bottom of the page, if we go down here, it has this footer, powered by WordPress, designed by Thematica and Blogoma. You can select to have that turned off, or even better, you can leave it on and then update it to put your own information down there instead of having links back to these other sites. So I would recommend doing that. Google Maps options, saying here on your contact page you can put a Google map so people are able to locate you. That's really great if you're using your blog for like a local business or anything like that. Import export. These are once you've created your blog, put all your settings the way you want, you can export it. That way, if you're messing around with things and you mess something up and you want to go back to the way you had things before, you can re-import that then everything's done. Then theme information, that's just a bit more information about the theme itself. Now, pages, there's just one page, which is a sample page. And you can see, your home page, that's going to be there. That's going to be all your blog entries. Then there's a sample page, which doesn't have anything. I would recommend, get rid of that. And then we'll add a new page. A couple of pages I would say that you should put on there is an about me. And type some info about you. Oops, I can't type. But put some information in here about you. If you're promoting a local business, put some information about your store hours, anything like that, stuff that you want people to know about your store. If you're marketing online, tell people about you. How did you get started online? What kind of things do you do? What are your interests? So people come to your page, they don't realize that there is a person behind that, and they kind of get to know who you are and get a feel for you. That way you're able to make a more personal connection with your readers when they come to your blog. Again, I'll fill all this stuff out later. I'm just trying to make a go through to make this video for right now. But then once you enter everything and publish it, and I'll go back to the home page of the blog. Now you see I have home and about me, and this info, that'll tell all about you. Another page I would add is contact. And here you can actually change the background settings and the look of the page itself. You can set a featured image and stuff like that. But for this, and on your contact page, just put on there how people can get in touch with you. If you want to put the Google Maps on there, that's a great place for it. Put your name, phone number, email address, support desk, whatever it is, however you want people to be able to get in touch with you. That way, if somebody comes to your site, they're reading about what you're writing about, whatever it is that you're promoting, if it's LSN, if it's a local business, if it's, some other website, and you're writing about that, and somebody has a question, they can leave a comment in your thing, but maybe they don't want to make a public post, maybe they have something directly they want to contact you about, then put your contact information here, contact me. And one thing I would recommend when you do that also is put hours on there. Not everybody, the internet's worldwide, so make sure you put what time zone you're in and what times you do and do not want to be contacted. Most people will respect that. I know a lot of people are afraid of putting their information, their phone number or anything like that on the website because they don't want people, constantly calling. I found that it's not normally a huge influx of people that will call. You'll get a phone call every once in a while, and it'll be people that are really interested in what you're writing about, and it'll be people that you enjoy talking to. But like I said, just put the hours that you're available to be contacted on there if you do put your phone number and what time zone you're in, so people are able to, they'll respect that. They'll know where you're at, when's a good time to get in touch with you and when's not a good time. And I'll say people will, but 99% of the people that will follow that as a guideline. And again, publish it. So then you have your blog. I'll refresh. So you have your home page, your about me page, and your contact page. And then from there, depending on what you're going to be using your blog for, you might want to put more static pages that are always going to be up there. Or maybe you're just going to, I would leave that as the bare minimum. Once you have that, then you can start creating posts. I said when you're on your home page, it's the same link there. here's the post, your first post, and normally you'd go ahead and delete that. I'll leave it there just so you can see how the next post is going to show up on the page for now, but I'll go back and delete that later. But for a post, to add a post, just add new, and here you can write about anything. Again, if you're promoting your offline business and you sell, if you have a flower shop or something like that, and that's what you're interested in, maybe you write a post about how to keep your flowers fresher for longer, or anything like that that is relevant to what your store is about. If you're selling bicycles, maybe you could write different posts about bike trails in your area, or different ways to keep up your bike. Stuff that's related to it that is interesting to people that are interested in your topic. If you're interested in making money online, then you can write about different strategies and different things like that. You don't want to put every single post that you create, you don't want it to be a sales pitch. You could write an article, say you want to write an article about how to keep your tires inflated longer on a bike trail. You can write a story about different things that are related to that, and then at the bottom of the post say, oh, by the way, here's really great inner tubes, if that's what you're writing about. Or if you're writing about a flower shop, and you say, hey, here's some tips and tricks to keep your flowers lasting longer, and then at the bottom of the post say, oh, by the way, here's a really great plant food that will help with that. You can do that. And then some posts can be purely promotional, but you want to put a good amount of just information on there that keeps people interested, that are like, oh wow, that's a good tip, and they want to come back and read what your next tip is and then what your next post is all about. So for this, you have your different layouts that you can select. You have standard, gallery, and video, audio, quote, and link. You can experiment with them to see how the different ones appear. For this, I'm going to do a video post. The other day I sent you a video about how to use the lead capture pages, or the capture page creator. So here I'm going to just grab that video and go down here to share, and then embed, and I'll give you some embed code. Then I'll just come back here, and when you select the video, it'll ask you, you can upload your video file, or you can put an embed code there. So I'll just paste that in. And then for a post title, lead sys. Wow, I can't type, sorry. Network. And then it's going to have the video in there, and then I would type some information about the video. Yeah, and then if I wanted to, put a link back to my LSN page, I would put, put a link on there, and then just something like check it out. And then to put a link in, you just highlight what you want, and then come up here, and you'll have this little, looks like a chain. Click on that, and you can enter your URL, your lead generation. And then some other things you want to do is put tags in there, and that would be, anything that's keywords that are related to what your post is about. It makes it easier for people to find it in the search engines. So I'll just put in LSN, and you separate them by comma. I'll fill all that in later. And then you want to add a category also, because if you're writing, it helps keep everything organized on your blog, and it also helps with people finding it in the search engines. If I was writing, if my blog was all about how to cook, maybe I'd have one category that was, beef recipes, another one for chicken recipes, another one for vegetables, or something like that. And that way, when you have a bunch of stuff on your blog, people can say, oh, I'm just interested in, the stuff with beef in it, and they click on the beef category. But I already created a tutorials category, and then you can add a new one. Just click there. Maybe another one's going to be tips and tricks. You can add them there. I don't want that in there. And then after you put your tags, add them, and then you can publish it. And that'll save. Now if I refresh this page, this is the front page, so it's going to show, it's going to show all your different posts in order. Here was the first one, the hello world, and it just shows a snippet. If you want to actually go to that page and continue reading the whole article, you can. Click there. Same thing here. I didn't put a whole lot of information there, so you can actually see the whole post. But if I would have written an article, you just see first paragraph of there maybe, and then you can click to continue reading, and it has the video in there. That's kind of a quick run through on the blog. There's entire courses on how to blog effectively and how to get everything, how to more effectively blog and get traffic to your blogs and everything. But I just wanted to kind of run through real quick how to get it set up. Hopefully that answers any questions you have, and if you do have any questions, of course, let me know. Leave any comments down below that you might have, or come visit me at my blog, which I'll put this up. I'll post this tutorial on there, and along with any other tutorials I'll do in the future, along with some tips and tricks. So hopefully I'll see you there at my blog, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.